Callie, you are horrible.
This sucks.
No, look at you. You got horrible lighting, girl. Like, what are you doing here?
I know.
Yo,
I don't have good lighting in here. Is this better?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'm
this
you
sucks,
should
man.
Turn your phone sideways. See, I look good. You don't look too good in your shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you.
I know I don't.
Oh my God, this was an official interview, and you just really like what you thought I was gonna hop on Instagram and you was gonna talk. Come on, man.
You told me to wear my bonnet.
Yes, I love the bonnet. I think the bonnet is part of what you do.
Well, damn. Let me do my eyebrows real quick.
You don't do your eyebrow. Wow.
How is this official? I thought we was doing this on IG.
Nah, look at that. Even your audio. Like, I'm gonna have to like, you know, let me basically tell you what made me interested in interviewing you. All right. So let me start this shit off. One,
I look mad crazy right here. I look good.
It's all good. You ain't gotta impress me, man. I got 2 kids and shit. It's all good. You know, what I mean? I know you got fans. I know you got fans and shit. So, but
disappointed right now.
Why are you disappointed?
Cause man, I'm looking mad crazy, bro.
Yeah, you do look crazy. I'm not gonna lie. You look like a whole nut. But
I am.
So let me tell you. Now you definitely are. I'm gonna tell you why in a few minutes why you actually crazy. So I started when I seen your shit, right? I was watching you on Flats Live. So I'm like, because I remember one time
damn, it's an official interview. All right, don't let this be official interview. We gotta redo this shit.
Are you serious?
No. This is not gonna be the official one. This is gonna be the pregame.
So when we gonna do the official one? Because now I feel like 2-piecing you.
Yeah, come on.
See, like I can take the color. Like I can take the comments. You see the comments on the side. Somebody just said you're gorgeous. You see what I'm saying? Because you probably somebody just wrote that you're gorgeous. That's what they put.
That's because they don't want me to beat them up.
I know, but you know that's the crazy. So look. So I was watching the live, and I remember making a comment. I said, "Man, the females in boxing are just ugly." You know what I'm saying?
Damn, and I hopped on here looking crazy.
You're all right. Trust me. Have you seen some of your competitors? It's pretty bad. But
everyone is beautiful in their own way.
Whatever. So, anyways, like I'm watching the interview, and I was like, "Yo, okay, shorty know her shit." Then when I seen you was a boxer, I said, "Man, we got to have a conversation," because I feel like if you're a boxer, it's not like basketball or football or baseball where you're really chasing. Whenever somebody's chasing those sports, they're chasing the millions because they could get drafted. And boxing, a lot of people don't know that the majority of boxers work and are broke. Like they don't. Like I watched the interview. I'm saying in terms of
I'm fucking with you. I know what you mean. But yeah, they hungry. They grinding. That's why you know.
Like people don't know. Like a lot of boxers have their own jobs, and when I started really getting into the behind the scenes shit, I started recognizing like, yo, these niggas, like when you think when you think of professional athlete, you're thinking glitz, glamour. Like my best friend, he plays for the Raiders now, was a franchise player for the Buccaneers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this nigga got a mansion, like he got drafted, he's rich. A nigga signs a deal as most boxers don't even aren't signed to like a top rank or whatever. So they're pretty much on their own. So they got to train themselves. They got to keep, they got to work. They got to do a lot of shit. So it's kind of crazy. So the reason I bring that up is say this. If you're a boxer, it's more about that you love to fight as opposed to, yo, I'm going to be rich. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen something where Mike Tyson said the first time he got paid for a fight, he got paid $500. Mike Tyson.
Sometimes you don't even get paid. Sometimes you got to pay for the fight.
Callie, I was at a fight. I was at a Big Time Bigs Promotions. I don't know if you know what that is. So it was about 15 fights. And I kid you not, I was like, how are any of these guys professional? Like, all jokes aside, and I was like, these niggas are getting killed for probably nothing. And it just really made me feel like when I seen you, I'm like, you're a woman. And the men are broke in boxing. And boxing disrespects the shit out of women because I don't really feel like outside of Clarissa Shields and like you could probably name them on your hand that they push women in boxing. I don't think it's a priority as opposed to the UFC. I feel like the UFC does a way better job of pushing females into the spotlight as opposed to in boxing. So to me, it begs the question: why the fuck do you want to box? It's got to be for the love.
It's not on me. It's just in me. It's like it chose me. Like it clicked. It makes sense. You know.
I'm listening.
So it's not like I want to. I have to. This is a part of me. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of self growth that happens in boxing, regardless of like what the people see, like the people, because it is some people eating off it, but it's growth. Like you constantly growing in there. You're mastering something. What's his name? There's a saying, I think it was Bruce Lee that said actually, don't fear the man that could throw 1,000 different kicks, but fear the man that could throw the same kick 1,000 times. Like you're literally mastering your hands, you know? MMA is cool. I'll still do MMA. I was gonna do MMA, but that's more like a jack of all trades. Of course, it's more exciting, you know what I'm saying? To really watch boxing and really be into it, you really have to know boxing.
You have to love it.
With UFC, anybody can watch it and be like, "Ooh, that nigga got elbowed and kneed," and it's more exciting. You know what I mean? But boxing is like a mastery, so you're constantly in there learning. You never stop learning in boxing, and I get it. Like I get fixated on things. So once I started learning and felt myself getting better, it's over from there. I got to keep going. You constantly learning to constantly learn to be in something that's constantly teaching you things. Like it never gets boring. Like I literally go there and have fun.
No, 100%. But like, you know, I know people that train stuff like that, but you want to go pro, and like over the last,
gonna go pro.
Listen, 100%. I believe you will. I think in 2018, 7 boxers died in a year. Like, so you're literally. I'm sorry. Oh, you can't play boxing. Yeah, 100%. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you really gotta love boxing because you know how people say you're putting your heart on the line, you're putting your life on the line. Boxing, you actually really are.
So, yeah, no, you are, but you honestly you are in day-to-day life. Like at least, and God bless the dead, but at least they loved it and they died doing something they love doing. It's people that go to work certain. I mean, I work. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But it's like,
yeah, I seen you strapped. What are you, security?
Nah, I'm just with it.
Oh, my bad.
Nah, but there's people that's doing shit that they hate and they die. It's people that drive, like there's people that die driving. You don't love to drive. You drive, you know, you die. You could die in a car. You know what I'm saying? You can't live in fear. You could.
I can't hear you. Your volume went off. I don't know what you did.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah, you were saying?
My bad. I had a call come in.
Oh,
but you can't live in fear. You could die doing anything.
No, 100%. But those are accidents. You're literally volunteering to get in the ring.
Accidents.
That's a big difference.
Compared to how many people have died in a year from car accidents?
Yeah, how many people are professional boxers though? Like
how many people died? Compare the numbers of people that died in a car accident and people that died in boxing. Car accidents are accidents.
No, car accidents are definitely accidents. Boxing, you can get your life taken every time.
You can get your life taken, and you know how dangerous a car is.
Somebody's just gonna walk. I mean, you don't have to box. Most people have to drive. Like it's a big difference.
You don't have to drive. They got bikes.
Where do you live? You live in Cali. Nobody's taking a bike in Cali.
Why not?
Like, come on.
I'll take a bike.
Bro, I was in Cali and I was stuck in traffic for like 14 days. Like seriously, nobody walks in Cali.
You can walk out your door and you could die. Okay, but you're not gonna live in fear. That's why you get in that car. But that's why you wake up in the morning and you go do what you're doing. Because you just love what you're doing. Like I'm in love with it and it's in love with me. So we gonna do what we gotta do.
What inspired you to box? What made you say, hey, this is what I want to do? What was the first? When did you first lace up gloves? Was it? Come on. I mean, I hear that.
2016, I was getting ready to do a UFC fight, and I had already
been training before.
I had already did Muay Thai. I did some jiu-jitsu, and I'm like, all right, bet I'm great with groundwork. Like I'm putting people in submissions, all types of shit. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get my hands right. I'm gonna get my striking net, just to, because I'm cool with the ground. I want to be well-rounded before I do my first UFC fight. I went into the boxing gym and and I sparred, and I got my ass whooped. And
Mm.
it wasn't even technical. Like the bitch wasn't even technical. The bitch is just boxing regular, and I was mad at myself. Like this bitch is really kind of touched me up. I feel some type of
Mm-hmm.
way, and I'm competitive. So just that first taste of defeat had me addicted because now it's like, okay, do it again. You know, in my mind, I'm like, I bet she can't do it again. And
Yeah.
I just kept sparring, and then it got to the point where I was hella good, and I'm standing in front of people, and I'm slipping and doing crazy shit, and I'm like, damn, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? The like she kind of touched me and she I got caught with some straight shit and I thought my nose fell off in my face. And
Really?
that's when I was like, damn, I like this shit. I bet she can't do it again. Like I was just competitive. I'm a competitive person. And that's when I was like, all right, yeah, I can do this. Cause then when let's say you go in the gym and you get beat up, right? Let's say you go in the next week, you get beat up again, but you got some hits in. Now it's like, okay, I'm doing something. I'm getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
Now let's say you go in the week after that, and you ain't really win all the way, but she couldn't really touch you like or he couldn't really touch you like the last time. Now it's like, okay, you feel yourself. Now let's say you go in the week after that, and you just slide and shit. Now it's like you got this crazy power, and you just high off of this you just learned yourself. You just learned some of your weaknesses. You pushed yourself. You didn't give up just because you got punched in the face. And now you punching people in the face.
Mm.
Like you really, it's an acquired taste. Like in order to do it, you have to really love that shit. You have to be a fighter in order to like box. Like, and the thing about boxing is you can go in there and people could train you. People can tell you what to do. But when you go in there and you just fight,
Volume.
can you hear
You,
me?
yeah, you popping. They must
I
be
got a
blowing your shit
call.
up.
My fault.
That's all good. Keep going.
Nah, but let's say shit. Fuck was I talking about?
You said you gotta love it.
You
It's a
really
passion.
yeah, you just really gotta love it. Like you just gotta love it, man. I don't even really
What
know how
made
to
you?
explain it.
What made you fall in love with contact sports? Like you look like a very prissy, very kept, maintained really well. I
I was
mean, you
born
don't
in
look like
Africa.
you born
So
Africa.
I was born in West Africa,
I
Sierra
thought you was
Leone.
Dominican, girl. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I'm Middle Eastern and African.
Okay.
Um my grandma's from Lebanon and my family is mainly from Africa, so I'm African first. And there was a war, and my dad fought the war, and he moved out, and he got us out, and we came this way to the Bay Area. But I say that to say I come from a military background.
Mm.
My bloodline is a bunch of fighters, so it's literally something that's just what I do. Like it's DNA is so crazy. Like you could have a traumatic event happen and be traumatized and pass that down to your kids.
Yeah.
So when you love certain shit, you just breathe. Like that's why they say a bloodline. Like certain shit really like is in DNA. So I come from a bloodline of fighters. So it's just
Okay.
literally in my DNA, like biologically.
Mm.
So it's just sometimes I don't even understand it, but it's just something that's in me, and it just I have to box. I got to do
Okay.
something with my hands.
So you said you took Muay Thai, you took different things, and then you fell in love with boxing because you got your ass whipped. Again, I'm gonna ask you this question. It seems like there's more money in UFC or more priority at least.
And I wouldn't do it, but honestly, like peep game, right? I don't expect to get rich off of boxing, but boxing, there's a lot of people that love boxing. Boxing can open a bunch of doors. I'm not even a pro fighter yet, and I got people asking me to do modeling deals and do little skits and shows and things like that. So now imagine once I build my resume up some more, and they can actually see it, like most of my fights is tangible now because of these national tournaments or these pro fights I got, then that's just going to back it up even more and it's going to push me out there even more. It's going to be multiple ways you can make money. You know what I'm saying? But when you do what you love, the money's going to come. You can't always just do shit for the money. The money's going to come when you love what you're doing and you doing it passionately. The money's going to come regardless. It may not come directly from that. It may come from a bunch of sources, but guess what? Now all of these sources, then my name's circling around. Now I got more people that want to watch me fight, and now I have a possibility to make a lot of money in boxing just off the strength of damn, she's in this, and that, and she got a fight coming up. We finna tune in, and now that's you know what I'm saying. So
Mm.
I'm not. it's gonna come regardless. I came coming from Africa to America. I really went from riches to rags. My family was wealthy out there. I'm talking mansions, maids. Like it wasn't a typical African thing. We came to the Bay Area, came to the hood, and it was like, damn, what the fuck? So like I come from having it's not new to me. My family, they still got it. I mean, starting off from this country to this country was hard, but now I mean, it's not like I money's I've seen it. I had it before. You know what I'm saying? It's
So you
around.
felt like if you once you were able to get money again, like you want to, you know how to be responsible in a sense with it.
Not saying that I want to. I'm saying like I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like I got a big my family. Like it's not that I'm doing it because oh I got to eat tomorrow. And I get it right there. There are people that's doing it for that, and they go hard because they got to eat. I mean, I'm not the richest, but I'm not the brokest. But I'm doing it because I'm passionate about it.
No, 100%, 100%. I not like that's what really struck me. It's interesting when I first saw you, the way you spoke, and I remember we were having this conversation, and you're very cocky, and I'm very cocky too. So it
I'm
made me be like,
confident.
no, you cocky as a motherfucker.
I'm
You
confident
confident.
because I know what I could do because I did it already. I feel
No,
like cocky
100%. But
is you ain't never did it and you just think like I did it.
nah,
I
you
know
could be cocky. You could be like, nah,
I'm a little cocky.
I feel like there's nobody that could
Lowercase
talk.
c.
Okay, nobody could talk me under anything. Like I'm very good at debating. I love to do interviews. I've done a bunch of shit, and that's what intrigued me about you. Because I was actually talking to my lawyers about you today. I didn't really want to put this out, so I told them, I said, "Yo, there's this girl, and I just find it so intriguing." And they were like, "Why?" So I was like, I watched her on Flats on thing or whatever, right? And I was like, "Yo, I see her past boxing," and they're like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, I feel like she has a personality." I was
I
like,
heard
"Think
that a
about
lot.
no. This is how I would compare you to. Don't take it offensive." I said,
Oh shit, I'm gonna
"Imagine
take it offensive.
no. I said, no. You could kick my ass. I wouldn't want to offend you." Imagine. I said, imagine Cardi B type personality. You know how personality is very welcoming. A lot of people fuck with her, but imagine her being intelligent. You know what I'm saying? And speaking wise,
She intelligent.
no, I'm not saying that she's dumb, but like you speak very well. I can't listen to a Cardi B interview. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to shoot myself. But hearing you break
Don't do
down,
my
no,
don't do my recording
no,
like that.
I fuck with her. I fuck with her. But like I would not want to hear her break down a fight, and that's what intrigued me about you. I was like, yo, like Shorty really got that type of stuff. Like if you were to start your own podcast and stuff like that, I really feel like you could take it to the next level, and that's why I like it. It kind of like it intrigued me about you. And then I was like, yo, check out these pictures. Like, yo, she's really pretty. I said, I might like
Who
chill
I?
it out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying.
You
But
gotta see me in person because this camera shit ain't really working right. It's not showing my
whatever.
best side.
But anyways, they were like, yo, and I was like, yo, she has a lot of talent. And it really I like to surround myself with talented people, and I like to recognize that. Like there's nothing for me to gain that situation, but I really recognize it. And I wanted to debate with you because not debate necessarily, but discuss other topics in terms of boxing. But I wanted to kind of people see you and like, okay, she's pretty. Why is she on here? Outside of the fact she's pretty, I'm like, no, she knows her shit. Like it really impressed me when you was talking with these individuals, and I kind of agree with you. Like I was like, all right, cool. I think I didn't agree with you on one thing, and I think it was about Gervonta Davis, but we'll get
I
into
think
that
you low
later.
key agreed on everything.
No,
But
I think it
pride
was
is the devil.
I said Gervonta Davis is ducking smoke, and you said that I was bugging. And I totally disagree with you on that. I really do believe.
You're tripping.
No, okay. Let's talk about it.
Nah, but you already agreed to it.
No. We're gonna talk about.
Nah,
It. I
because
did
that's
not.
the thing that you said you already agree with me on.
No. I agreed with you on certain things. I didn't
Now
agree
you
with
agreed
you.
on everything.
No.
Come
Not
on.
listen. No, I didn't agree with you on. Listen, this is why I didn't agree with you on Gervonta.
You agreed it. You signed the papers. I got it in my file cabinet.
No, you definitely ain't got no signature on my ass.
I
But I'm
got
gonna.
your signature. I got your picture. I'm like, let me. I remember I was like, let me take a pic with you by your pen, so you can't
Nah,
never say you didn't sign this
you
paper.
lie. So let me break that. This is my opinion on Gervonta. Right. I think Gervonta's a talented kid. Right. I feel like there was a time where people felt like he lacked discipline, and he kind of put himself in positions that didn't make him look good. But now they're trying to make him a big pay-per-view star because he's a knockout artist, right? But I feel like they're starting to line him up with guys that are very similar, that go straight forward, and eventually are going to get knocked out by Gervonta Davis. And I feel like in his division, he's going outside of his division to fight guys that are going to beat him when he has big money fights at 130 to 135 pounds. And I feel like he's definitely avoiding it on purpose. I feel like his camp is avoiding fighting the Devin Haneys, the Teofimo Lopez's, the Lomachenkos, the Shakur Stevensons. I feel like there's so many names, and I'm tired of watching boxing and these fights not happening when they're supposed to. Now, I know you're going to tell me I'm full of shit, so please tell me.
That you full of shit?
Yeah, tell me I'm full of shit, please.
I'm going to say that boxing is a business at the end of the day, and that there's a reason why certain people are making millions, and there's a reason why certain people got to pay to fight. And he's working with with the people that's the best of the best. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, the goal is to retire, have ends. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So business wise, they know what they're doing.
You sound like a politician right now.
But I mean, it's politics. Unfortunately, in boxing, it's politics. You can't hate the player. You gotta hate the game. If anything, you can't hate Gervonta. Hate boxing. Mm-hmm. But you can love him, you can hate him, but you can't hate the player, hate the game. He's just playing the game the way the game needs to be played, and unfortunately, that's the way the game goes. But so when it comes to you ducking somebody, in order for you to duck somebody, you got to be some type of worried. And he actually has it. And I don't know him personally, but he's one of my favorite fighters, and I watch him fight.
Very talented.
He's already showed.
Against who?
He's already showed. Just himself personally. He's already showed that he got a lot. He hasn't even really showcased all of his full capabilities when it comes to boxing. But the shit he has done, the motherfucker got skill. Got 100%. Mm-hmm. He got crazy fucking power. Mm-hmm. It's not ducking. Like, you can't for this person to be that good. Like, he's not. I don't personally feel like he's ducking nothing. I feel like he's playing the game the way it needs to be played.
Okay, so let me pose a question.
And his last fight, everybody thought he was crazy.
No, I didn't.
Majority of people thought he was crazy and that he was he was gonna lose. And they was actually excited to see that fight because they was like, okay, this is some competition right here. And then look what that man did.
Okay, so let me break it down.
The majority.
Floyd Mayweather is trying to be, and I think Leonard Ellerby is trying to push him to become a pay-per-view star. I get it, but when you're not fighting,
he is a pay-per-view star.
No, he's not. He's not. They're not selling like that. When you're
he's doing more than any other person.
You're not doing more than Canelo, but just want to put that out there.
Okay, well, I mean,
there's not. I'm thinking about it. There's not a lot of pay-per-view fights out there. Canelo is probably the only one that got every pay-per-view fight. Like every fight he does. But they're trying to turn Gervonta, but Gervonta has a shitload of fights that can make him way more money. That could be bigger buys. Ryan Garcia, fucking Devin Haney.
Are you serious? Is ducking Ryan Garcia?
Has he taken the fight? Has he taken the fight, Callie?
Just let me send you my address because I want some.
Listen. I feel like
you
don't like pretty Spanish dudes. That's why you don't like Ryan Garcia.
I'm a Latin at heart. You thought I was Dominican.
Yes, I did. I definitely did.
I love them. You're right. I don't like them. I love them.
Okay.
And when it comes to skill set, Tank is not ducking Ryan.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you why he's ducking Ryan. I think Gervonta could. I think Gervonta beats him.
Great. Ryan is a great fighter. He's great. And Ryan is smart. Ryan's doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing what a lot of these boxers need to do. He's kind of self-promoting himself using social media and things like that.
He's a model.
Like he's supposed to do. But when we're stripping it down to the basics, and we're talking boxing, we're talking fighting, we're talking killer instinct.
He got knocked down in the last fight. He got knocked down in the last fight.
Don't disrespect the killer.
No,
don't disrespect the killer because guess what? Let it kill her. Let somebody that got that killer instinct.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Knock you down. They're not gonna let you breathe.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. You think Gervonta?
Have you ever seen a helicopter? Have you a helicopter? Have you ever seen a helicopter just hovering? Just hovering, not even going nowhere, just hovering. Like, you seen that?
So let me hold on. Let me ask you a question. So you think that Gervonta
I
Davis.
know.
Gervonta Davis
Let's be
walks through.
factual.
No, let's be factual. You think
That motherfucker, the bell will ring and Gervonta will do his leaping hook and the fight's over in 10 seconds. If he wanted to.
You think that he's
that man, if Gervonta hit him the way, do you know how much power Gervonta has? If Gervonta
you don't think that Orion has power? You think that he's
gonna
walk through?
It doesn't matter about your power. Everybody can have a plan. Everybody can be fast. But once you get punched in the face, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can take a hit. It's
100%.
fighting.
Has Gervonta got hit?
It's about how hard
has
you can take
Gervonta
a hit. Now, when
been
Gervonta Davis hits you, it's not a regular hit. We're talking a Mack truck. That the nigga's name is Tank. Let's say it's Tank. Let's say
has Gervonta been hit?
Ryan Garcia got dropped by I'm gonna call
better than anybody that Gervonta fought today.
Ryan Garcia. Let me tell you something. We're talking about Ryan. Ryan Garcia got hit by a sedan. He got hit by a sedan, a four-door sedan, not even a four-door, a two-door sedan. He got hit by a two-door sedan on the right place. Placement was everything there. 100%. He got hit by a two-door sedan and dropped.
Okay.
Now imagine if a motherfucking Tank hit you. The same place. You're not gonna.
100%. I agree.
Different.
But let me ask you a question. Do you think that he disregards Ryan's power like he disregarded Santa Cruz, who he knew couldn't hurt him? You think he's walking past Ryan's left hook? No, he's not. He's not walking through that. I'm sorry. He didn't even give a shit.
Is Ryan Garcia, is he Southpaw or Orthodox?
Orthodox.
Okay. And Tank is Southpaw.
Yes.
Okay. So like I said, if Ryan was to get hit, which he already showed that he could get hit, as boxing, anybody could get hit. If Ryan was to get hit by Tank, if he couldn't handle that other dude power,
people get knocked down. You know that. You got
of course, but it's different. It's levels to this. Everybody can get knocked down, absolutely, but no, you really can't. It's placement. If everybody can get knocked down, people get knocked down.
Has Tank's chin been checked?
At the end of the day, Tank has retarded power. Yes, so if I drop you, let's say I punch you in the right place and I hit you, you stumble, you fall.
Yeah.
If a motherfucking nigga hit you and he got steroid power, you're not just gonna drop. You're gonna stop, drop, and you might roll a little bit. Now, if Tank hits you, you might stop, drop, roll, and you might catch on fire. Like it's 100%.
But you haven't answered my question.
Ryan, the end of the day, Tank could take a hit, and this Tank
who did you get hit by?
Tank.
Who did you get hit by?
Is in Vegas sparring niggas that Ryan Garcia would not be sparring.
Well, Ryan's also training with the best pound for pound fighter in the world right now.
Is he sparring Canelo? Is Canelo really piecing that man up? Because if Canelo hit Ryan would be in the next life.
But he's training with the best right now. I'm just saying.
At the end of the day, there's certain things that are just in you. You can't train somebody to hit as hard as Tank.
No, 100%.
And you can't train somebody to take that kind of hit.
But just because, but this is what I'm saying.
Ryan cannot take Tank's power. Now let's say Ryan. I would rather see Ryan fight. I don't even want to see that. That wouldn't even be entertaining.
I love Ryan Garcia. I love him.
Of course you do.
Whoa!
I want to see Ryan Garcia fight Devin.
Why do you
Ryan knew what he was doing. Ryan was never going to take that fight, and I hope he's okay and everything like that. But it's just Ryan was better off. And Devin Haney is a beast too. This again, there's certain things you just can't. You just have to have it in you, and Ryan needs to fight Devin before he tries to fight Tank.
Well, apparently, let's that's a good segue. Rollie, I know you're familiar with Mr. Rollie. And Devin Haney will go.
I've trained around Rollie. I've seen Devin. They're both great athletes, and I think that would be a great fight.
Don't give me the political answer. At least I don't know if you know who Serena is. Serena, I think her name is. She feels like Rolly would beat Devin Haney, and I think she's on dust. And just being honest, I think Rolly is a big kid. I feel like he swings very wide and he's very wild. And I just think Devin Haney's just too much of a boxer to beat. And I don't think it's a great fight. I do love what Rolly does in terms of, how he talks and how he carries himself. But I do not put him in the upper echelon of 130 to 135 pounds. I think Chris Colbert is better than him. I love Chris Colbert. I love Shakur Stevenson. I'm not the biggest fan
You
of
know
Devin
what I
Haney,
want
to
to
be honest
see?
with you. Mhm.
I would. You know what the fuck I want to see?
What you
Oh
want to
my
say?
god!
What you want to say?
I want to see Shakur fight Devin in a pro fight.
I think it'd be such a boring fight. I'm not
You
gonna lie to
think
you.
so?
I feel like they would be fucking dancing in the middle ring. I want to see. I think Chris Colbert said that too. Chris Colbert said if he was to fight Shakur Stevenson, it would probably be very boring because they're so like kind of catty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're like, and I feel like that's what's gonna hurt Shakur. I feel like people want to see more dominance. You know what I'm saying? And if you watch
I feel like
Shakur's last fight, he
I
didn't
feel
fight
like
well.
when you're in the ring, it's just you in there. So I could personally give a fuck what somebody want to see me see. What I want to see is my family at the end of this fight, and I
100%.
want to see this chick. So I think
100%.
that some people are smart because if there's people that was like, oh, Floyd runs away too much, and then again, you don't know boxing, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Floyd is
I
like the
mean,
master of defense, but just because
100%.
people were saying that, he didn't switch it up. I think Shakur is he's very
But
intelligent in the
let
ring,
me
and he
let me
knows what he's doing.
let me answer that question for you real quick. Floyd wasn't, excuse me,
Oh
wasn't
no,
a
it wasn't a
gold.
question. It was
No. Well, let me pose this question to you.
oh, okay,
Floyd,
okay.
for one, if you recall Floyd's career, wasn't a gold medalist. He lost in the trials or whatnot. He was coming up at I think 130, whatever.
He
And a
still
lot
had
of
a
people,
medal.
yeah, but whatever. He wasn't Shakur
He
Stevenson
was
coming
supposed to
in.
have a. He was supposed to. He was
Yeah,
robbed.
exactly. I understand, but he's not. What I'm saying is he wasn't getting glorified like Shakur Stevenson. So like Shakur Stevenson already had a fan base. Floyd had to be more
But it was
more
different times
aggressive.
too. Social media is different now
No, 100%.
compared to when Floyd
But
was.
this is my point. Back then, Floyd was more aggressive. If you watch him fight Chop Chop Corley, Chop Chop Corley almost knocked him out. He caught him. Like he was more aggressive until he started having, the hand issues. And then once he started getting to the point where, yo, fuck this, I'm that dude, he got less aggressive. Shakur Stevenson is coming into this kind of how Floyd ended his career. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't have to take as many chances, but Floyd did take chances in the
But
beginning.
because of people like Floyd, they paved the way for fighters now to be able to come in like that.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're not a gold medalist, you have to go in there and be aggressive. Like Shakur, like
Floyd was a gold medalist even without the medal because again he was robbed.
yes, but he wasn't like Oscar De La Hoya came in as the golden boy.
And
Shakur
he beat the fuck
Stevenson.
out of Oscar De La Hoya.
I mean, Oscar was like 34.
He
I
lost.
give it to him. Floyd's my favorite fighter. Just to
He
let you know.
lost. Oscar De La Hoya lost
Yes, he
to the
did.
man,
But what I'm
to the gold
saying,
medalist.
but what I'm saying is, if you're at that division and you're boring, right? Like Tank is exciting. He's knocking people out. People want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson eventually, like his last fight, he's gonna have to get a little more offensive, or people are gonna be snoring.
I feel
at these
like
fights.
when you're in there with people, their styles will make. I mean, when you're in there with certain people, you got to adapt to who you're fighting. It's some people that you're gonna have to be born with, and there's some people that you could be excited with. Tank is Tank, and Shakur is Shakur, and I feel like Shakur has it in him to do that if he saw fit. But
I
that's
mean,
why I feel like that fight with Devin would be interesting because Devin is like that.
I don't think Devin. I think Devin's a good boxer, but that's what I'm saying. I think with Rolly, this is why I like Rolly. Like, I actually like Rolly. I just don't think he's the best skilled fighter at the division. I feel like like he really has to make that fight extremely messy, and he's got a bully. Like, his last fight, he almost got disqualified. You know what I'm saying? Like with the elbows and shit. I don't think
I don't
Rolly's
think that
skill
elbow. I
level.
don't think that was his fault. I think that other fighter was hella awkward and was trying to be weird.
Well,
But Rolly,
regardless, Rolly throws very wide. He's not a technically sound boxer, and I feel like a lot of these kids at 130 to 135 are. You know what I'm saying? They're very technically
I
sound.
feel like people are different. So I feel like with that, people you could take one definition or one term, and from two different people get two different definitions. So when you say technically savvy, right? One fighter will say, okay, to me this is that, and then so for me for Rolly, how he fights, he is technical in that way, and just seeing him like train like Rolly's a really good fighter, and he makes it to where you can't pick up on his style. You know what I'm saying? He makes it. It's one thing when you're seeing it, but when you're actually up against it, it throws you off. It
He's
makes
very strong. Like he got
yeah,
power.
and on top of that, with the power, it's like it throws you off. It makes you think. Like he's constantly making you think in there. He's doing it. He's technical in his own way. He's doing things for a reason. It's not like he's just going in there being wild and sloppy. You don't know what he's doing. He's doing things for a reason in there. You know what I'm saying? He sets people up his own way, and I feel like he's how some people say that, or you would say that. I would say that Rolly has a unique style, and it's just not really understood like that unless you really know what you're watching. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I've been
So
watching boxing for a long time, and
I think Rolly makes it really hard for people in there, and he knows what he's doing, and he's really slick. Like he'll be right there, and then the motherfucker do some crazy shit and slip out of your punches. Like I feel like he's a really good fighter. And then Devin Haney, he's a boxer and
technically
he's a
sound.
brawler.
He's technically sound. I think he's
And I think that would be a good fight.
You think? I mean, I think it's tough. I just think Devin wins on points. I don't think Devin's going to take too many chances. He did get rocked his last fight. You can't take chances
In order
against a
to
fighter
win
like
by
Rolly.
and it's gonna be a good fight. But the one thing I will say, Rolly has really good defense. So in order to have points with on Rolly, he makes it to where you're gonna have to get close to where he can hit you in order to hit him, and it would be a good fight.
I think him and Tank would be a better fight than him and Devin Haney.
Why?
I just feel like it's two bullies. I really believe Rolly won't be scared of him. I feel
But
like he'll eat
you
his.
don't have to be scared to get okay. But okay, I
Most,
like Rolly and I like Tank,
okay,
and
you like Tank though,
Tank
girl.
Tank 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 is not just a bully though. Tank can box. That nigga can box and he could be a bully. So
100%.
when you win there, you won't be who you need to be for whoever you fighting. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna be smart about it. I think it'll be a good fight.
I mean, you know, it's funny. I like, in terms of Rolly, I like his charisma. I like how he talks. I think he's fucking hilarious. Like he doesn't give a fuck. I feel
He
like
don't
that's the,
in real life.
yeah. Like I really believe. I feel like he has a chip on his shoulder. I feel like he doesn't believe that the upper echelon of the individuals that are in boxing, the Haneys, the Lopez's, these kids that are 135. He
You know
feels
who
like
I want to
nobody's
see?
talking about him.
Because you just said something.
What talking about?
I don't want to see Tank and Devin Haney. All right, I don't want to see Tank and Rolly. They're
I
both great fighters. I
love
like them
that.
both.
Why not?
I want to see Tank and Tiafimo.
Ooh, that's a lot of money right there. I don't think your boy want to fuck with Brooklyn. Just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. I don't think he wants that sauce. I'm just saying. He don't want to. I don't even think he knows how to say Tiafimo at this point.
I feel
He don't even mention Tiafimo. I'm just keeping it
I
real.
think it'll be a good fight.
You full of shit. I've never even seen Tank mention Tiafimo Lopez. Like, come on, bro. And that's what this is why, and I think Tank is so talented, but I feel like Tiafimo is more well-rounded and he hits
Okay,
hard.
so
He
then you
hits
wouldn't mind
hard.
betting on it.
What you want to bet?
You wouldn't
I
mind
bet you he's
betting
not
on it.
going to ask for the fight.
It's not. It's more that goes into it than asking for the fight.
There's a lot of money at that fight right now. I mean, it could grow the money, but it's a big money fight. But I can see what you're saying. But he is a unified well, he needs what, one belt to no, he is a unified champion at 135. Technically.
So you gonna tell me to my face? And Tiafimo, I don't even want to bring it up, but
You don't like us Latin fighters, man. You just don't like us. It is what it is.
I love Lomachenko, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And I don't want to talk about it.
I think Lomachenko might get him in the rematch.
I don't want to talk about it because let's save that conversation for another. Because I'll be talking about it for 24 hours. I don't want to dip back into that scar. It's scabbed up and it's healing,
Well,
And
what
I
happened? Tell me what
disinfected
happened.
the scar. I got a scar. I disinfected it, put some alcohol on it. I had a band-aid on it. It got scabbing up. I'm healing from that scar, and I don't want to pick no scabs right now. I don't want to talk about it. I want to see Tank fight Teofimo.
What was the scar? I want to know what was the
I don't
scar. What
want to talk
happened?
about it. I'm gonna just say Lomachenko is my guy. All right. I don't want to talk about it.
So you was mad Lomachenko lost.
I
Lomachenko?
don't want
I
to talk
like
about it.
I like Loma. You know what I like about Loma? I'm gonna say this. I feel like he's classy. He's got heart. And
Lomachenko is a motherfucking beast, okay? And when Loma was doing what Loma was supposed to do, the motherfucker couldn't fuck with him. The
that's
one
100%.
when on the 12th round, Teofimo impressed the fuck out of me. Because the 12th round is when Teofimo was on 100 and Loma was on 100, and they was like, damn, this is a good motherfucking round. All that other shit, when fucking Lomachenko, the motherfucker was hard to be dealt with. And I just wish Loma was Loma starting the first round and he didn't wait till the 7th fucking round, the 6th or the 7th. But I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, so who wins in the rematch?
What?
You know, there's a rematch. Who wins in the rematch?
You already know, because you already said it.
You got Loma? I think I got Loma
Everybody
too.
has Loma, because Loma now doesn't have to wait that long. He already know how he fights. And Teofimo is a beast. And I want to see him fight Tank. Because Tank is a beast. And that's testing your beast card.
I mean, there's a lot of Tank has a million options at 135, 130, but he's fighting somebody at 140.
Because it's bigger than that. It's bigger. You can't hate the player. You gotta hate the game.
You are making excuses.
It's not an excuse. It's law. You understand? It's things in the Bible, right? Let me holler at you for a second. I'm about to tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you.
Give me a BS excuse.
There's some things in the Bible.
Okay.
That God Himself, He created us.
Yeah,
and He's telling y'all how you supposed to live, right? It's in the Bible. But y'all gonna argue with Him and be like, nah, I ain't feeling that. Tank is playing the game the way it needs to be played. You can't get mad at him for following the 10 commandments of boxing. Like, he's doing what he needs to do, basically.
The 10 commandments of Floyd? Okay.
Of boxing. Floyd is boxing at this point. The motherfucker, he's big. He is boxing, so I guess so. Shit. However you want to dress to that. But you can't hate the player. You gotta hate the game. And he don't care. He doing what he supposed to be doing. He knocking these people out that people was doubting that he wouldn't.
I called
Santa Cruz and I
called Barrios. I'm sorry. I didn't see it was a good fight.
You didn't think it was a good fight?
No, I called him. I called the 6-round knockout against Santa Cruz. I knew it. I'm like, he's fighting guys that can go right to him. Santa Cruz couldn't handle that type of weight. Barrios is not a great fighter. I never thought about it. It's the same fighter. He's just bigger. That's what he fought. Santa Cruz
had a bigger version. Dog, though.
No, but he's the same fighter to me as Santa Cruz. Now, let me ask you a question. Since you don't want to talk about that, you don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about Errol.
You say he's the same fighter as Santa Cruz?
Yes, I believe so. Same style. Let's talk about. Let's talk about.
Racist. That's racist.
Why is it racist? What are you talking about?
Because they Latin. You being racist.
Oh no, you don't like us Latin fighters. You don't like Teofimo. You don't like Garcia. You don't like any of us. You don't like Canelo. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. You don't disrespect Canelo. You
can husband. I wasn't supposed to say that out loud because he already married. See, you gonna get in trouble.
Don't let me find out.
I love Canelo.
He's my favorite fighter.
Habla español mucho para su Canelo.
So hold on. What do you think about Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao? That's in about 2 weeks.
I think the same shit that happened with Thurman. People were. I love Earl. Hold on. Let me talk to you. I love Earl Spence. And I don't think that Earl Spence would just get hurt like Thurman did. But I feel like it's not going to be as easy as y'all think. I feel like it's going to be moments where motherfuckers is holding on their seat and biting the inside of their jaw. Because they like, what the fuck, Earl? What the fuck is you doing? Now, he for sure is very likely he'll win. I want Earl to win. Earl is one of my favorite fighters, but I feel like we're gonna be on the edge of our seat because put some respect on Pacquiao name.
Hall of
Motherfucker's
Famer,
a
first
dog.
ballot. He's a dog. Like
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to. Nah, they wouldn't do a draw, but it's gonna go. It's gonna go pretty far.
I believe this is what I believe. I believe that Errol Spence has everything to lose, right? I don't think Manny has
High risk,
anything.
low reward.
Yeah, it's definitely high risk because if he loses to Manny, that's going to really be a big blow to his career because Manny's already done. He's already solidified. He's a Hall of Famer. He doesn't need this is to really propel Errol Spence into that big fight or to push him to
This
push
is
his
that
name
big
up.
fight, though.
No, it is. It is. And but this is the
So who do you?
beginning.
So okay, to add to that, if Manny isn't the big fight, who's the big fight for Earl?
The
Crawford.
fight everybody wants to see is Crawford. But there's bigger bag. There's a way bigger bag if he's able to beat Manny Pacquiao and then beat Bud Crawford.
I
Because you
don't
got after
know. I
that,
don't know. I don't know. I
you
like
got
Earl.
there has been Errol Spence has talked about going up at a catch weight to fight the best pound for pound fight in the world, Canelo Alvarez as well. So he has a lot of bags. He has a lot of bags to chase.
I don't want him to do that.
I'm just saying, like this is the
Okay,
beginning of
so
his
since
legacy and the end
we're
of
talking
Manny's
about this
legacy.
animal, right? Because Canelo is not even human at this point. The
No, he's not.
nigga's an alien. Like motherfuckers, like people need to leave that man alone.
100%.
I'm hearing though a lot of people are thinking that is scared of Canelo's scared of Caleb. I don't believe it. I don't believe the hype,
I
but
think didn't he say he's interested in fighting him next?
they said that he pulled out.
Oh, you talking about Caleb Plant? I don't know. I don't think he's scared to fight Caleb Plant. He was the one that initiated the fight.
Who you think will win?
Canelo. I think Canelo's the best.
I think Canelo's the best.
I feel like
I
he's
think that if Caleb wins against Canelo, that's monumental.
100% biggest fight in the
Like
world
he
right
just
now.
defeated like I don't want to do too much and say a god, but
Like Ivan Drago. Like I know exactly what you're saying. Like
it's a
listen.
big deal. Like Hercules, like he just beat up Hercules.
There's a reason why Charlos are chasing him. There's a lot of people that want to fight him. Boo Boo is chasing him. It's the bag. It's he is that guy right now. And honestly, after 135, 130, I feel like 168 is that division now. Like I feel like you got Edgar Berlanga there. You got Benavidez. You got Jamel. I'm not sure which one is that 160 that wants to go up.
I
don't know which one's the bigger one.
I think it's Jamel.
So
the one that's undefeated, right?
Yeah, that guy. There's a lot of fights that people want to see, but everybody's chasing.
I would be more interested in seeing Benavidez fight Canelo.
You know what's crazy? Check this out. I was talking to Boo Boo's trainer, right? You know Boo Boo, right?
Not personally.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking to his dad. His dad's a great guy, hilarious. And this is what he told me. I don't know how true this is. And he says that he feels like Benavidez is ducking the fight with Canelo. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was like, well, he gave up his belt because of weight issues, right? So that made him the number one contender for Canelo's belt.
Benavidez?
Yes. And he never exercised the option to fight Canelo and forced the mandatory against Canelo, which is crazy. And I thought about it.
Okay, as a fighter, I respect what fighters, right? And I feel like certain fighters are just being smart. Like I think that of course he wants to fight with Canelo, but come on, would you want to assassinate your career like that? You want to wait a little bit.
I want to see. You know what I want to see? I want to see Berlanga get tested. I'd like to see Berlanga because Benavidez said he'd fight Berlanga.
I want to see what's up with this Wilder versus Fury rematch.
Jesus Christ, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's gonna be such a bad fight. I think Fury's going to smoke him in the rematch again.
I think that Wilder actually then picked up some really good boxing technique. I think that we'll see a way better boxer.
I feel like
you can't deny the fact that he got some crazy power.
This is what I'm gonna say to that. Okay, I feel like in training you could do all that shit. You know what I mean? But I'm a firm believer if you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I feel like you could train him to do whatever he's trying to do now. You know what I'm saying? Something that he's not
I
natural
don't
at doing.
believe that. I feel
Hold on.
like you can't. Go
You
ahead.
gonna cut me off, girl? You was a
Yeah,
rude
I was
ass.
just gonna cut you off.
No, but what I'm saying, I feel like once he's in the ring and Fury's doing what he's usually doing, I feel like he's going to go back to what he's comfortable doing. And I feel like Fury's that type of a fighter that makes you unsure of what you're gonna do. He's a big guy. He has fucking feet like a lightweight. You know what I mean? Like he's very. I feel like he's gonna force him to do that, and I feel
I
like he
feel
beats
like
him.
Wilder has been in there twice with him, so it's not.
And the second
Not
fight
gonna,
was really bad,
yeah.
really bad.
But the fact that he's been in there nonetheless, so I
Yes.
feel like it's not going to be too unfamiliar.
And I think that's not good for Wilder. I really believe that Wilder was surprised how he backed him up so easily, and he didn't have a response for that. And I don't, and I feel like
The beautiful
you're a
thing is
boxer.
in boxing, anything can happen. Like
Oh,
again,
no,
when I
100%.
first started boxing, I was getting touched up by the same girl for a little bit, and then motherfuckers couldn't fuck with me.
That's true. But what
So
I will say
maybe
this.
he knows he beat my ass twice. I know what he do. He can't do it again.
I don't believe I feel like that
I
made
don't think it
more
would be just
sense.
a wash. I don't think it'll be like, oh, he just go in there and serve him. But I think that he's you're constantly learning in boxing, and he can watch his fight. He could replay what he did wrong.
I hear you, but I feel like that plays in both scenarios. But I feel like the Gypsy King knows what he can do against him, what he can't do against him. And I feel like he knows
Against
that
his
Wilder
style that
can't
he
fight
was
going
learning
backwards.
against. The difference is Fury was Fury, right? Fury was doing what Fury was supposed to do,
In the second
and
fight.
Wilder wasn't. It wasn't like Fury was doing what he was supposed to do, and Wilder was doing what that he was supposed to do.
Uh,
Fury was doing what he was supposed to do, so he already put his cards on it. This is me. Wilder wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. So he didn't picked up some skills and some cards that he has yet to put down on the table. So, but he already saw Fury's cards. Fury already laid down on the table both times. He was serving them, doing everything he was supposed to do. Fury was Fury 100%. Wilder wasn't doing what he was supposed to do against a fighter like that. But
I
he already,
believe
uh-huh.
what you're saying makes sense, but I feel like it's more beneficial on the other side. I feel like when Fury fought him the first time, I feel like he over respected him and realized that he could take his best shot, and this is how to beat him. And the second fight made the adjustment and beat him easily.
But
That's
did
why
he
I feel
really
like
take his best shot?
he got up like the motherfucking Undertaker. I know that first fight. That nigga got
No.
up like he was dead
You,
and came
it,
back, and
it, I
that's
think it'll be more unfamiliar to Fury than it would be for Wilder. So I feel like Wilder has an advantage.
we can make a bet on that too.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. I
I
ain't
got
forgot about
Fury,
you.
and I got Fury knocking him out again, stopping the fight and everything.
In what round?
I'm gonna say 5.
You already lost your money. Just put it in your pocket.
What you
Save it.
mean? What do you
You
think
already
Wilder's
lost your
gonna
money.
do different?
You gonna sit here and tell me to my face that Fury is gonna knock out Wilder in 5 rounds?
Yes, 100%.
Go
I
ahead and
this
cash at me right now.
this is how much we betting?
Man, well, we're gonna talk about it offline.
I bet.
You know,
This
I
is
don't
what
want
I'm gonna
nobody in
say.
my pockets like that.
I feel like I feel like that Wilder. I mean Fury is going to put pressure on him from the beginning. He's going to try to fight like he's like a different style, and he's going to revert back to what he does normally. It's not easy to fight going backwards, and Deontay Wilder cannot fight going backwards. And I don't see he's
And
not
what
going
if
to put the
he
pressure on
learned
him.
how to?
I don't believe that's something you just learn. I'm
You don't think so?
sorry. No.
You don't think that
Not,
repetition is the mother of learning?
yes, but I feel like you have to put it to
When
test
was the
before you
last time
fight.
they fought?
Fucking what, 3 years ago?
The last time Fury and Tyson fought was 3 years ago.
Something like that. I think so.
Okay, let's just for the sake of what we're talking about, let's say that that's true. You telling me in 3 years Wilder can't learn how to fight going backwards?
I believe this. you have to put it to test, and it's not smart to put
You
it to
don't
test
think
against him.
sparring is test?
Not test like in a
Three
real fight.
years?
No, I
Let me
just
tell you
don't believe
something.
so. Okay, I'm listening.
Some sparring can get more nasty than the actual fights. That's why they make it like that, because the training is supposed to be hard. The fight is supposed to be easy. The fight is supposed to be the easiest part of your whole training camp, fight, whatever. The fight is supposed to be easy. So you're gonna be put through hell. You're gonna be put into some
They fought a
tough
year.
situations.
They fought about 2 years ago, February 22nd,
That's
2020.
enough time to learn how to fight going backwards.
I just don't think it's him. I don't think that's what he does.
I got turned into somebody that didn't know how to box. I could fight. The one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fight. But I turned from a boxer. I turned from a fighter to a fighter that could box in 4 months of just doing repetition and hard training.
100%.
And you're
100%.
telling me in 2 years you don't believe Wilder could
I
be a
don't believe Wilder. This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna say in 2 years, I don't believe Wilder is gonna do that, fighting his first fight back against Tyson
somebody
Fury.
that
No.
he already fought twice, that he already seen
No.
all his cards and everything the man could do. You don't think
No,
that?
no, I
That's the
don't.
beauty of boxing. It's gonna
You
open your
gonna lose.
mind,
You're
Craig.
gonna lose a lot of money, but I know you got a lot of that African money because you know you was part of Zamunda and you had a lot of bread.
We don't
You know
say
what I'm
that
saying?
out loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
DM me about that.
I got you. But I just feel like you ready to lose some money. You got.
Yeah, I think I am gonna lose some money. I think I'm gonna lose the money that I'm gonna get from you, because I'm gonna just be, I'm gonna be feeling the fact that I got some extra dollars, and I feel like spending money now. I'm gonna go to the mall and I'm gonna lose some money.
Whatever.
This is the same man that sat in my face and tried to tell me that Tank is ducking Ryan. Man.
I said Tank is ducking the smoke at 135 pounds. That's what I said.
And you telling me Ryan is the smoke for him?
No, I said Lomachenko. I said Chris Colbert. I said Devin Haney. I said Lomachenko. I said Teofimo Lopez. I mean, we could keep going down the list.
I don't think he's ducking it, but I would love to see Teofimo. I would love to see that fight. I'm not too excited about this Porter versus Terrence fight.
I mean, I'll say this.
I'm gonna just say, Bud
one thing I will say
is
about
one of my
this,
favorite fighters.
Bud is great, but I feel like Bud has to start fighting these guys, and this is more legacy fights now with him. I feel like if you look at his resume
on Crawford's end of things, I think is a beautiful thing, but just in the sense of Porter's a nice guy, and I just don't want to see that.
He's just ugly. Like I love Sean Porter, but he ugly as hell, bro. But
you probably think you ugly too.
I think I'm ugly. I don't. I'm with him. I'm team ugly.
Nah, son. Nah, you gotta have a little more confidence in yourself. You're gonna be talking to me, because that's just gonna rub off on me.
Nah. Ugly dudes get all the chicks. That's how it works.
Nah, that's a lie. That's cap.
100%.
That's what they 100%. Say to make themselves feel better.
No, for real. Ugly dudes get, bro. If you ever see my wife is bad as hell. And I'm ugly as shit. We walk people like, yo, what's she doing with that nigga? And I'm dead serious. I'm like,
you know why?
Ugly
because she's like,
win.
look, I want to help him. She's trying to boost your confidence a little bit. You messing up the master plan here. What she's trying to do, you undoing all of that. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna end up with an ugly ass dude too. I'm telling you, 100%. 100%. You gonna end up with an ugly ass dude. 100%.
I probably will not.
Like a Michael Blackson type of dude. Like a Michael Blackson type of individual like that. That's what I feel.
Oh, so Black is ugly? Here you go. You let me.
I didn't say Black is ugly. I said Michael Blackson is ugly.
I want to hear it. First, you was racist towards our Latin kings.
No,
now you're trying to take it to
you said Ryan Garcia not great because he's good looking.
Nah, man, I'm not. This is crazy, man.
That's what you said. I'm repeating what you said.
I don't know,
that's
sir.
Just how it works.
It doesn't sound about right. We're gonna have to talk about this Teofimo and Loma thing another time, though, because I'm still healing from that. I'm still I think I got a couple more therapy sessions, and then I'll be cool to be able to talk about it again.
So let's do this, since this wasn't an official interview apparently because of you.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do an official one later when I can get this camera right, because
this get the weave going, and you know what I'm saying. I don't know if you wear weave. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's mine. whatever it is, I own it.
100%, 100%. All right, so you let me know, because I actually enjoy this. I would even love to interview some other boxers with you as my co-host. That would be dope. I think
Yeah,
that
that
would
would
be
be
kind of great.
cool. We'll begin to a whole bunch of arguing. Now
I might
cut
get.
out the first part of this because I was kind of all fucked it.
I got you. I'm gonna cut out the first one. I was thinking I might get Bud Crawford. Like I'm about to reach out to him. So
If you can do that, do that.
all right, but so we gonna talk. We gonna end this now, and we gonna talk. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna chop it up. I remember
We
you owe
gonna.
me some money too. Don't go too far.
All right, girl. We out
All
of here.
right, that. All right.